Have you ever finished speaking and realised no one really listened? You had good ideas, but the other person just moved on. That feeling is so frustrating, and I know it very well. Many years ago, I was in a meeting, a big meeting with new colleagues, and I really wanted to impress. I had prepared what I was going to say, I had notes, and I knew exactly word for word what I was going to present. Then it was my turn to speak. I started talking, and almost immediately I could feel it. People's eyes going soft. Someone looked at their phone. Someone even looked at the table. I could feel I was losing them, and so I did the worst possible thing. I spoke more detail, more explanation, more examples, trying to find the thing that would make them pay attention again, until I ran out of things to say and I just stopped. I had nothing left. The room looked tired. Some even looked a bit shocked. And then someone said, "Right, moving on." Later that day, one of my colleagues came up to me, and in our conversation he said, you presented today. What did you present again?" I reminded him of the topic, but he looked at me completely lost and said, "I don't remember that one. Sorry." I don't remember that one. Sorry. That sentence stayed with me for a long time, because the problem wasn't me or my ideas. The problem was how I communicated them. And today, I want to make sure that you never make the same mistakes that I made in that presentation. Hello everyone, my name is Anna, and on this channel I help you to speak English with more confidence. Not just correctly, but in a way that people actually listen to. Today I'm going to show you 5 things that make speakers forgettable, and more importantly, how to fix those 5 things. Let's go. Mistake number 1 is speaking with monotone delivery. I want to tell you something very important that can really change how people see you. Did you feel that? The words were fine, but something was off. Something was missing. When your voice stays at the same level, the same speed, the same sound, the brain stops listening. It thinks, nothing important is coming. This is called monotone, and it's one of the most common mistakes that people make when speaking to a group. Half the time, we don't even realize that we're doing it because we're so focused on getting through this terrifying experience. But here's the good news. You don't need to be an actor to fix it. You just need to make small changes, and you can start with this change. Find the most important word in each sentence and say it differently. That might be slower, louder, or with a slight pause before it. For example, this one thing changed everything for me. Did you spot the important word? Changed. I added a pause before, and I slowed down how I delivered that word, and I gave it a little more oomph. So just that one word said with more energy wakes up the listener. Mistake number 2, over-explaining. This was my mistake in that meeting. I wanted to explain everything, every detail, every reason for every detail. But here's what happens when we over-explain. The listener knows what you're saying, and so they stop following you. They just sit and wait for you to finish, and they get that glazed look in their eye, which makes you waffle on even more. Compare these 2 sentences. So basically, I think the problem is that we haven't really finished the report yet. I mean, we're still working on it, and I think we might be done by Friday, maybe Thursday actually, if things go well. Or the report will be ready by Friday. Which one would you remember? Say what you need to say, then stop. If the other person needs more information, they will ask. Okay, I'm going to pause quickly here because a lot of you ask me, Anna, how do I actually practice this when I have no one to speak with? So I built an AI version of myself inside an app called Teacher AI. And you can have full conversations in English with my clone at any time on any topic, and it adapts to your level as you go. I also run live 30-day speaking challenges through Teacher AI a few times a year. So if one is open when you click on the link in the description, you can jump straight into that challenge. If not, you'll start practicing solo, with my clone, of course, and you'll be the first to know when the next challenge opens. The link for Teacher AI is below, but now let's get back to our list of things to avoid if you want to be unforgettable. Mistake number 3, weak openings. How do most people start when they speak? So I just wanted to say, okay, so before I start, sorry if this is not very organized. When you open your speech like this, what you're telling your listener is what comes next is not very important. You're telling them to stop paying attention before you've even said anything. Your first sentence is the most powerful sentence. Use it. Try starting with a question. Have you ever felt invisible when you speak? Or a surprising fact. Most people lose their listener in the first 10 seconds. Or a bold statement. Everything I'm going to say today, you can do starting this week. You don't need to warm up. Start with something that makes me want to listen. Mistake number 4 is no emotional variation. This is a little different from monotone voice. This is about the feeling behind the words. Some speakers say everything with the same energy. Good news, bad news, exciting news, it all sounds the same. Calm, flat, professional. And the problem is, we copy the energy of the person we're listening to. If you feel nothing, I feel nothing. And if I feel nothing, I remember nothing. People don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. Now, you don't need to be dramatic. You just need to be real. If something is exciting, let it sound exciting. If something surprised you, let that surprise come into your voice. The easiest way to practice this? Tell a real story from your life. Not a fact, a story. Stories already have emotion inside them, so you just have to let it out. Mistake number 5, ending without impact. Listen to how most people end what they say. So that's basically it, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. What was the last thing we just heard? Yeah. That ends the speech? The ending is important, more important than most people think. Our brains hold on to the last thing we hear. It's called the recency effect. So what you say last is what people remember most. End with purpose, a clear conclusion, a direct question, a strong final thought. Even a moment of silence can be powerful if you use it on purpose. And here is the hardest part. Stop before you feel ready. It might feel awkward to you. You might be desperate to fill that silence, but don't. Just stop and bask in your confident glory. And if you want to practice all of this, the pauses, the openings, the confidence, then remember, Teacher AI is ready to help you in the description. You can have a real conversation in English, no judgment, with my clone anytime at your level. Go and check it out. So, 5 things to avoid: monotone delivery, over-explaining, weak openings, no emotional variation, and endings that disappear. You don't need to fix all 5 today. Pick one, just one, and try to adjust it the next time you speak. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you think will benefit from it. After all, Sharing is caring.